but not tonight. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, privilege you talk. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever we're true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go home. 3 hours away, so need of my own. Delap, so leap in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Oh, Chelsea, Chelsea stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, let's cheer and play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not tonight. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, privilege you talk. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever we're true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go home. 3 hours away, so need of my own. Delap, so leap in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Oh, Chelsea, Chelsea stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, let's cheer and play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not tonight. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, privilege you talk. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. I always so need on my own. Delap so lepa in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, Chelsea stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby. It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, let's chip and play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, river you talk. When to tap by taking you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever but true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go on. For I always so need on my own. Delap so lepa in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, Chelsea stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby. It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, let's chip and play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, river you talk. When to tap by taking you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever but true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go on. For I always so need on my own. Delap so lepa in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Thank you once again for finding the time to be with me for another edition of the Chelsea Roundup Show on Chelsea Perspective. I do hope you're all doing well. We have not too much lined up to talk about. We'll talk about Ter Stegen. How do you pronounce that? The Barcelona goalkeeper. We talk about Delap's goal, Kepa's exit, Maresca's the way he likes to play, and not too much, but as usual, because we keep it interactive here, chances are we talk a lot about what we have, the little we have lined up. But more importantly, I do hope you're all doing well. Once again, thank you for finding the time to join me. Not too many people in the chat currently. The time, as I've warned you guys, will be everywhere until I settle down properly. But we're getting there. We're getting there. The plan is to get help to make things that go smoothly. Yeah, so the first item we have here is for my bro, Cole Palmer. No, here we go for Gittens. That doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. I mean, if you hear people say it be done soon or as soon as possible, it could be next year, it could be 2 months, it could be in a month's a time. So I still believe the Gittens deal will still be done, even though there's an opportunity now to sign up for Fana over Gittens, but I think Gittins is the better of two players, and I think he wants to join us. We have an agreement in place for him, a 7-year contract. He's a great person at times. All that is left is for Chelsea to find an agreement with Borussia Dortmund, and the deal is done. So I'm not concerned. I like him, and I've always prefer them over the flashier names such as Rodrigo, such as Nico Williams. Even numbers show he's actually the better option for us, the best option for us, the more suitable to the way the manager likes to approach the game. So I'm happy we're pushing to sign him. I think we'll get the deal over the line. I don't see us forfeiting the pursuit of Gittins because there's an opportunity to sign. There's an opportunity to sign. There's an opportunity to sign Malik Fofana. All right, thank you all for finding the time to join. Without wasting much of your time, we will start addressing the items we have lined up. Give me 1 second here. Okay, the first one here. I hope I spelled his name correctly. I see somebody saying something. Let me see. Yeah, Ter Stegen. Okay. This by Card Offside. Card Offside, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't he the outlet? Is he? Yeah, that has I think Fabrizio Romano something. He's the co-owner, or maybe I'm not sure. But you see, isn't it that the same website where he does some live shows sometimes? He did in the past, so to speak. I'm not quite sure, but Houston, I don't think it's a good idea. Hopefully it's just rumor. It's just a rumor, nothing serious about it. Because yeah, all he's able to do effectively is to play with his foot. Even Robert Sanchez is much better than Stegen, honestly. Just look at the statistics on the screen. The spider stats on the screen. Spider, yeah, chat presentation there is set for long passes, long pass accuracy, short pass accuracy. That's it. Everything else. Robert Sanchez trumps him in everything else. And honestly, I'd rather we keep Robert Sanchez than sign him. But in all honesty, I must let you know, I think this is just outlets, journalists, or maybe agents are trying to see if we'd be interested in signing him, or outlets just farming what's it called, engagement. Or some just exploiting the vulnerability of Chelsea fans and knowing that we want our club to sign a new goalkeeper, so they're pushing that. I think it's absolute nonsense. If in fact our owners, the business they do, are all data driven, then they're not going to do this. Just look at in terms of aerial, which the ability to orchestrate, of maybe facilitate. What's it called again? Am I losing it this afternoon? Even though I've drank nearly a gallon of coffee. You're helping us with set piece, coming off his line to help to claim the ball. High claims, yeah. So which means, look at it, high claims. Robert Sanchez are way better. Defensive actions, miles better. Shot stopping, you could say not miles better, but still way better in my opinion. Yeah, it exits also way better. So it just doesn't make sense. I don't believe we're looking at him. But let's see what happens. But if in fact Fabrizio Romano is the co-owner of Cardiff side, then maybe there's something to it. But I think if they're interested in signing him, I don't think they should carry through with it because yeah, he's not a good goalkeeper. The only thing he does well is just to play with his feet, and that's that. Austin said Gittens to Chelsea is imminent. Yeah, imminent doesn't mean it was gonna be done today. That didn't mean that. It doesn't mean in the next few hours it'd be done. It could be imminent. Could be in a month's time, in my opinion. It's just like saying something will be done as soon as possible. That could be in a year. So yeah, pay attention to language. It doesn't. No specific timeline was given. It just says it did say something to the effect of the deal. You say will eventually. That's the way I read it when I saw it. That we will eventually get done. That Chelsea, he wants to join Chelsea, and Chelsea are pushing to find an agreement with Borussia Dortmund to get the deal across the line. So I'm not concerned, and I really do like Gittins. His one signing that a lot of people on that's they're not buzzing about it, but I think they look back and say, "Wow, it was actually the correct decision to go for him rather than Nico Williams or Rodrigo." Palmer, okay. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure I understand what you're trying to say there. All right, we're gonna move to the next item. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see what the poll says. The poll asks the question: should Chelsea sign Ter Stegen? Yes. What class goalkeeper? 12%, 50. Let's see his price tag. I don't think it will cost a lot in my opinion. But I don't. But more importantly, it's not a signing that will make sense. Ter Stegen is washed. Petrovic is better. I agree. Even Sanchez is better, in my opinion. Let's see. We had news today. Maybe tomorrow. We had no news today. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, maybe tomorrow or the day after. I'm not in a rush. I know that yeah, definitely we will sign a few players. All right, more likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Sincerely do appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. All right, we'll move on from that one. Your thoughts, your opinion on Ter Stegen, if you have anything to say. That's according to Card Offside. All right, the next one. This suggests, in my opinion, that Chelsea are open to selling Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, if they that's if the good offer, what they consider a good offer comes in, they will take it and run. This particular report, that's from from Transfer Guru himself, Fabrizio Romano. He reads, "I think it's going to be complicated for Italian clubs to even approach Chelsea or Nicholas Jackson at the current condition. Forget about the transfer fees." You see on the Italian reports around 40 to 45 million. Chelsea will never sit at the table for that money. So this is as there's no much clarity in this particular report, but the truth remains that the latter part of it suggests that does suggest that Chelsea will be open to sell him, but for the right amount, and it's not going to be 40 to 45 million euros. It's going to be a lot more money, and we've seen reports. You could call it briefs that suggest that Chelsea aren't looking to sell Nicholas Jackson. But this particular report suggests, the latter part of this particular report suggests that, yeah, if the right offer comes in, Chelsea will let him go. And I think for Chelsea to let him go, it have to be early on in the transfer window, so that would use the money to go maybe push through the signing of a Kitike or other hybrid number nines to replace him. I don't think would let him go and not look to replace him. I think it'd be a huge risk. So two things here. The asking price, we don't know, but it's going to be something special. We're not in a hurry. He's still on a 1,000-year contract. So before we sell him, you'd have to pay something, pay a lot of money, and it have to be early on in the market. Otherwise, we're not going to look to sell him because it'd be difficult for us to find a good replacement. So we could see some players that a lot of people don't believe will be sold. We could see them leave It's a possibility. Even we're hearing that Arsenal, some outlets suggest that Arsenal are actually in talks already with Chelsea. But I don't believe that. But it's a possibility too, because if we can add, forget forget, you could say, the fact that Maresca loves, he likes, maybe Nick, he likes Nani Madueke quite a lot, and that's my response to that has always been, that's because he doesn't have too many options. If he had other players that are better than Nani Madueke, yeah, he'd be gone. So if he gets a player that's better than Nani Madueke, I think that's it for Nani Madueke. That's what big clubs do, and that's what managers that want to win something, what they do too. You think that KDH will be playing week in week out because yeah, he played under Enzo Maresca at Leicester City, but even as he improved, he didn't play that much. All right, Lasula, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular evening for me. And we have a total of 9 likes, but we can do a lot better than 9 likes. We still have 30 people following the show on YouTube. In total, a total of 94 people, 30 on YouTube. The rest are shared between X and Facebook, whether equally. Coach, do not know. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Sell him. I'm not gonna say sell him or keep him. It's up to the club. If we can sign a better player, sell him. Yeah, I'm always for my club getting a much better player and selling a mediocre or maybe a player that's not as good as the incoming player. You Yeah, we all seek growth. So I just want my club to do better. If they have to do, again, I'm all for them doing what they have to do for the club to become better. All right. The good news for Chelsea at Club World Cup is that Bayern lost to Benfica to avoid Chelsea. So now Chelsea has the chance to reach the last 16. Here's the thing, in my opinion, we're already in the last 16. In my opinion, I'd rather we meet Bayern. It's good for the squad, honestly. But it is what it is. It is Benfica, and you can't take them for granted. They're a good side, and if you take them for granted, they will hurt you. Saint Maximin to Chelsea, not me, really. Okay, I heard the Serie A teams are trying to bid 40 million euros for Jackson. They're so cheap, and I don't think Chelsea, as you've seen on the screen, for 40 to 45 million euros, Chelsea will not even consider sitting with you at the table. And I knew that was going to be the case anyway. Mm, this is good coffee. All right, what else do we have here? And that's according to EJ Santiago. Thank you for that contribution there. I think Noni peak out. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. Maybe because I'm old school, so that's the problem. All right, next item, Nicholas Jackson. I'm not certain he's going to leave Chelsea, but the possibility is there. Yep, the possibility is there. Pay well. Come for him early on in a window, then you can get him. If you waste time, if Chelsea fear the risk of not finding a replacement, should they sell him to you? I don't think they'll let him go. All right. So the most interesting topic within the Chelsea fan base for a few days now, after we played 2 games in the Club World Cup and he didn't get to play any minutes at all. The fan base, some section of the fan base started losing their shit. And one thing, I was just shocked at the outrage. In my opinion, unnecessary outrage, I must say. Uh, before before the Club World Cup, he hadn't played under Maresca. This is more like his first preseason under Enzo Maresca. Maresca doesn't know him, and I'm quite sure he doesn't know Maresca that way, from the perspective of the manager's approach. He of course does know that Maresca is Chelsea's manager, but he doesn't. Even if he knows how he plays, how he likes to approach the game, he's not. Again, he wasn't. He's not been part of it. This is his first preseason under the manager, so he needs time to adapt to the way the manager wants to approach the game before the manager trusts him enough to start him in important games. And because the Club World Cup as much as to an extent it's still a preseason game, it's an important competition. So at the same time, the manager wouldn't want to risk too much, which was why, yeah, he hadn't gotten the chance to play until yesterday. I don't know. It's just the outrage was unnecessary, really. Just that you don't just you can say irrespective of how good that player is, it depends on the manager. I have to be honest. They don't after they sign for a club, because you could argue it's the same thing, because he was out on loan at Strasbourg and just joined up for, you could call it, I think it'd be right to still call it preseason slash the Club World Cup. I don't think it makes sense for the manager to drop someone and then start him. You're you can say you're setting the stage for, or maybe the foundation for issues to emerge in the dressing room. It just doesn't make sense. So, but I'm glad the manager handled it well. But now listen to what he says here. Enzo Maresca feels that Andres Santos needs more sessions with him before he can be a starter for him. It's really that simple. But people weren't paying attention. They just want him, to the extent I'd say some of them would just want him to become the captain or maybe become the manager himself, which just doesn't make sense. It's a process, and it's a process that may well need a lot of patience, because some people, you can say, people adapt to new culture, new approaches at differing speeds, not the same. But I believe he's a smart kid. I believe he's a good footballer, intelligent footballer, tactically and otherwise. I think he will adapt quickly. But people aren't paying attention to that. They're just losing their shit and want him to be starting every game. And the annoying thing at the time was that it was just two games into the competition, into a serious competition, irrespective of how good you are. If you're not able to play the way the manager wants to play, you could end up becoming a problem rather than a solution to the manager. But I'm glad he's come out. This statement, for me, I know some people, to some, this is still nothing. They still want him to be starting games in a position where you could argue we have plenty of names, good players. You could argue to some extent world class midfielders, and you want them to just come in and just displace someone and become the starting player, and you think the dressing room would be happy. But just that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Bobby, thank you for finding the time to join me on the panel. I've addressed the goalkeeper report. Ter Stegen, for me, it's a nonsense. Just doesn't make sense, because our current goalkeeper, even Robert Sanchez, is a way better goalkeeper than him. The only metric where he beats Sanchez is his passing range. It's pass accuracy, long ball pass accuracy, and short ball pass accuracy. But I don't know, Bobby. I'm quite sure you've seen the news. You have anything to add to that? I think up to you.
I just ignore. To be honest, I don't even think we're going to go for a goalkeeper. Unfortunately, I think they're going to hedge their bets on Rob Sanchez.
Mhm. All right, this one right here um, talks about Nicholas Jackson. To me, the report there suggests that, yeah, we could be open to selling him um, if potential buyers are willing to pay something. Let's go with the numbers we have on the screen. There's something beyond 45 million euros would start listening, because that latter part of that report, the report we have on the screen reads, forget about the transfer fees. You see on the Italian reports around 40 to 45 million euros. Chelsea will never sit at the table for that money. So it has to be a lot more. And I think my opinion, I think Chelsea, yeah, could accept a good offer, but it had to be early on in the window, not in the middle of the window or towards the end of the window, where you say, should they sell him at the time, it'd be difficult to find a replacement. Because the fact that we're looking at a Kitike, even though we're hearing something north of 90 million, 100 million, means that, yeah, maybe we're actually looking to replace him, but I don't know. But Bobby, let's hear your opinion.
Coach, as I said in a former stream. People are
Mm.
inventing stuff. They're inventing stuff. We're not looking to sell Jackson. And 45 million, you're having a laugh. The only time we'll sit down and talk to you is if you're talking from about 70, 75.
Hmm.
Do you
And
know
it
how
has
much
to be early.
strikers are
And it
going
has to be
for
early
these
in the
days?
window.
Jackson isn't some donkey striker. He's one of the top guys. You know, he's not going to go for 45. What, 15 million more than we got for Delap in a team that was relegated? No. Look, he's not for sale. People are inventing stuff, coach. They're coming out with these things. They're reaching. They're desperate because Chelsea are buttoned down the hatch. They're not letting anything go out. And you know they're just creating stories. I don't think we're going to go for a goalkeeper. Unfortunately, I wish we would, but we won't. And we're not
We
going to
may well
sell
still sign
Jackson.
Mayan.
We're not going to sell Jackson, and we're not going to sell Noni either. That's just how it is. The only time someone like Noni may be moved on is if we get some upgraded wingers, but
And
it's
then he
not
plays
likely.
less.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I think
looked at that
that
team
makes
that
sense.
played
I think
yesterday.
he could push to chances are in the future. If we get a better winger that the manager prefers to use over him, I think he might. Chances are he'd push to leave.
I looked at that team that played yesterday and all the adaptations that was being done, and I suddenly realized that we're not looking to do a lot. Um, this guy's set. He's set. His team is set. Um, maybe the addition of Gittens, perhaps, since he really wants to do that deal. Maybe Gittens, maybe another one, and that's it. You'd be surprised he's not going to do much more. That
Mm.
team's set. He's not. They're not looking to do much business this summer.
No,
I think they
it
feel
was
they've
never going to
already done
be.
their business.
I don't expect us to sign a lot of players this summer. I
No,
think a position of priority was always the striker position, which you could say with Delap, you could say, yeah, that's it. I'm not too sure we'll sign another striker, except if we're to believe that Jackson will eventually leave.
no, we're not gonna. I don't think. It's all these stories about Ekatike and all that. I don't believe them either. I don't think we're
Yeah.
getting anyone else. Do I want us to? I would like it, but I
No,
don't
we
think
will
it's going to
definitely
happen.
sign one or two more players, Bobby.
Hmm. But not
Yeah.
another striker.
I know. I don't think on the striker, except if Jackson is leaving. I think everything depends on
We,
outgoings.
we'll get Gittens and one other. Yeah, you're right. If Nkunku leaves, that opens a space for a striker. Um, but you know, it's not happy. If well, you know, the position for KDH has been used up anyway. So if he goes, there's no need to replace him. The midfield is good. The defense is good. We're looking for a left back, but I don't even think he'll do that. You seen how Josh Achimpong plays? He's the truth, that boy.
Like
Josh
do
Achimpong
you see
Pong is the
how do
truth.
you see even as lanky as he is,
Hmm.
you cannot muscle him off the ball easily.
No, he's the truth. He's the real
Wow.
deal.
He's an intelligent player. More importantly, that's what attracts me to the to players most. I
Yeah.
pay attention to again. Uh, that is the football. Their footballing intelligence. I love that a lot. And in this case, he's a very intelligent player. Reads the game very well. And while if you give him space, he exploits it. He's not the sort of player when you see him on the ball and there's space to exploit. You'll be as a spectator, you'll be going past the ball or do this or run with the ball. You don't even remind him.
No.
You'll be watching the game. It was like I was watching it and I was like, wow, this kid is good. Because you could see by the time you start thinking about it, he's already doing it.
Hmm.
What a player he is, honestly.
I'm very
I'm
thankful.
happy again. I don't think he go. I don't think he goes out on loan. I don't think the
No, no,
manager
no,
will send him
no,
out even on loan.
no. That's not happening.
It's not happening
I
now.
was very yeah. I was very thankful. We sorted out all his transfer stuff. He can't go on loan. That's a first team player right there. He's already in the
Oh yeah,
squad, and if certain players aren't cautious, he'll take their place.
yeah, and you can see the manager trusts him. He trusts him that
Well,
much.
he's good enough.
He's good enough. Yeah, yeah. So
And
I give Maresca credit, honestly.
what I
Not he's
like
not.
about Maresca is that these very young centre backs,
Mm.
he doesn't play them as centre backs. He plays them as left back, right back, midfield. You know, centre backs is something that you become with maturity a little bit.
And you
Um,
can say, in my opinion, he's molding them into the modern day footballer.
yeah, multifaceted.
Yeah, the ideal modern day footballer, it's not about you being a left winger and that's it, or you being a left back and that's it, or you being a centre back and that's it. No, you should be able to play in multiple positions, and then
Yeah,
yeah, every club in the world would want to have you. I think he's molding them into that, and he's able to do it. In the midfield, he doesn't look out of place. Right hand side, he doesn't look out of place. Left hand side, the same thing. He's just so calm on the ball too, doesn't fear the size of the opposition. Um, I'm moved, really. I really love that kid. Go ahead, Bobby. Sorry for
yeah,
cutting you
yeah.
off.
He's an excellent player.
Hmm.
When he came in too quickly, see the thing about pushing players to come in too quickly. He came in too quickly and then made that mistake. I've forgotten who it was we were playing, and it led to a goal. And so Maresca then took him and put him in the background
I think he was
for a long
nervous
time.
that day. I think I remember the game.
Yeah, for a long time. You don't rush things. You don't rush these kids. You take your time. You bring them now. Look at the player we have. That's a first team player. That's a first team player. All these people he can play. He can deputize for Reece James on the right, Cucurella on the left. Anybody in the midfield. Excellent player.
He's an
Centre
excellent player
backs.
indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me catch up with a bit of what we have in the chat. Are we getting kudos? I think I have something lined up that we will address in a bit. It seems as if we're serious, but I haven't heard anything much
I
of
think
late
we
with
are.
regards to our pursuit of Kudus, but I think he'd be an excellent signing for us. Chances are we're doing something behind the scenes, but I do not know. But I promise you, I remember I did pull up something that we'll address in a bit. Bobby, go ahead. Where you saying something?
No, I said I think we are if Nkunku goes, but you can't be sure that Nkunku will go anywhere this season.
Yeah, I think he will, Bobby. I think he will. It's just that he's you could say he's well behaved. He's a true professional. He's not showing dissent. That's why the manager. I mean, he just again he decided to bring him to the United States for the Club World Cup, and he played a role yesterday, and he wasn't that bad. But I think he eventually he's gonna leave, Bobby. But that's a small opinion anyway. Go ahead.
Okay.
For the
Okay.
reasons
I
we
mean,
talked
what can
about
I say?
yesterday, he just doesn't fit the sort of attacker the manager wants. And in the number 10 position, Estevon Willian is coming. That kid, he will shock a lot of people. But that's by the way, as promised, I think we have something in one that's one of the tabs will be about Kudus, I think so. If not, I will search for uh the latest on our pursuit of Mohamed Curtis. JJ UK
No.
said Nani to Arsenal is a joke. We need to use a Brazilian kid as a sub and not put too much pressure on him. Um, I don't think we'll put too much pressure on him. Um, but you can say it's silly season.
It
It's
is
silly
sure
season. There's
is.
no way to tell if things we'll see out there, if they're reflective of the truth, or maybe it's just journalists exploiting our vulnerability, knowing that we do need players in certain positions, or knowing that Chelsea fans don't like certain players, and once they put out something out there, yeah, clicks, a lot of clicks for them. So that may well be the case. But I haven't seen anything that truthfully suggests that Chelsea are talking with Arsenal. But some outlets suggest that's the case. But we'll see. Nani is gone. We still get Kudus. You think he's gone really? Okay, let's see. What is our stance in signing? Who? Tildes? Who? Am I losing it here? Yes, Achenberg is such a versatile player, and I think the manager loves him. And wow, I'm moved. I really, I really do like him. Honestly, Mitoma is the guy, bro. I don't think Brighton they're looking to sell him, and I don't think we're interested in signing him either. And I think we're looking for balance. Again, we've had a lot of vertically challenged players for a while now, but I think we're looking to mix it up. And Bobby, I know Sugo, you watched him for the few minutes he played when he came on. He was a brilliant, a
Yeah,
powerhouse, really.
it's my kind of player.
Sorry.
That's my kind of midfielder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He is.
Those are the
I'm
kind
not
of
saying he's better
midfielders.
than Caicedo, but he's more physical.
Those are the kind of midfielders that help you win titles. You have them in your squad, especially these days with the number of games we're playing,
Hmm.
and you're solid. He's a good acquisition. You can play him instead of Caicedo. You can play him with Caicedo. The
They
flexibility
can go
of
50-50 minutes in a single game,
yeah, the
like 50%
flexibility of
one
the
plays first half.
players.
Towards the end, you just bring the other one on to come close shot.
Yeah, there's so much flexibility in the players. I think if this manager gets the recipe right for these players, what I saw yesterday is that we are going to be one hell of a frightening squad. We are going to scare the pants out of
You're
everyone
saying that from
because
the perspective that he made as many changes as he made yesterday, and we still played as well as we did.
no, I'm saying that from the perspective that he made as many changes as he made yesterday,
Hmm.
and we had the opportunity to see the quality of certain players
Okay, okay.
that we hadn't seen before. And you see, I'm glad you were on the same page as me about Andre Santos. But another thing, I kind of heard a a panel today, and they
And you did
started
see what the
already.
manager said about it, right? He needs time to adapt to the way he plays.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't
Look
even
at it here.
about Andre
Look at it
Andre
here. I
Santos.
just want to read this
It
for you, Bobby.
was. It was about. It was about Esteval William,
Hmm.
and I've been knocking this bell. Give this guy time. Give this guy time. Already, we're having people saying, "Oh, I've seen how he plays. I don't think he's going to be able to fit into what Maresca wants." No, I'm thinking, "Oh my God, the guy needs to come and learn how to play Maresca ball." That's what Santos is doing. He won't take long to learn it, but he will adapt to it. He's such a good player, but they're already finding ways to crucify him. That's why I like to have these players go under the radar for at least a month, or at least a month, maybe even two.
Without the pressure of meeting people's expectations.
Yeah, without being seen too much and that. But the thing is, Chelsea fans are so pedantic that you can't even do that because when you're not seen, they'll complain. When you're seen, they'll complain. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. We have to give these players time. I thought yesterday Santos he didn't do badly,
No, he
but
wasn't bad. No,
initially,
you can say he did come across as a bit rusty or maybe
yeah, he
nervous, which
gave
is
the
natural. Which is natural.
exactly.
Yeah.
He gave the ball away a lot. You could see he was getting used to all the positioning and the way he plays. Then, as the game went on, especially after he took that shot that was a penalty for us,
Mm-hmm.
he started to grow into the position.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's going to happen with these guys. Now, this is in the CWC, not to mention the frenetic nature of the Premier League, which, by the way, last season was a bit of a gimme. This season, it's going to be fierce. Premier League this season is going to be fierce.
It will be tougher. It will be
Yeah,
tougher. So, Bobby, look at what the manager says here. Enzo Maresca feels Andrea Santos needs some more sessions with him before he
does.
can become a starter. And we did say that.
He
It's as
does.
simple as that. We don't play the way Strasbourg plays. Had that been the case, then it'd be plug and play. Even at that, I don't think it's still be plug and play because it's a new team, new players, new teammates.
Yeah.
And they wanted him after 2 games. People started losing their shit, which just didn't make sense. I think some knew just they do. I believe they all know that that's not how it works.
No. It's 2 games. He hasn't even played the full game yet. It
Yeah,
takes time.
I think
That's why
yeah.
I like this competition because not only is the club earning some serious money now, and hopefully will continue to earn more money, especially if we can get through the first phase of the knockout stages.
Mhm.
That's 10 million right there. Um, we've already earned what, 36 million. So, there's money to be had in this tournament, but it's tournaments like this and pre-seasons and that sort of thing that helps blood these youngsters. And
Mhm.
that's why I don't like us leaving our transfer dealings till too late, because any player coming in late takes longer to settle in. And we need to hit the ground running. Man City's very, very strong right now. Liverpool's been making themselves very strong. Arsenal, I think, will get either Sesko or Gyökeres. They've already got the Brentford midfielder. Everybody's strengthening. Newcastle are looking at Olenga from Nottingham Forest. It's not going to be an
You mean
easy.
Elanga for
Elanga.
Elanga? He did play. I think he Arsenal, right?
Elanga is a good player.
No, no, I'm
Forest.
so where Nottingham Forest got him from. I can't quite remember.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
I
go
don't
ahead.
care. But I rate him very, very highly. He's a very good player. Very physical, but it's not just physical for being physical sake. He has end product. He has a lot of end product. So we have to be on our toes, and we still have kids, a lot of kids, but very talented kids who have just gotten that little bit further up the road in their development, and they're going to be dangerous if those kids get it together. I would say write them off at your peril.
Yeah, I think I do agree with you. Evening to you too, Wesley Michael. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time joining us. Mitoma, Everton, Onana, and Eze would make you guys contenders, but your keeper isn't great either. Yeah, he is not great. But I wouldn't say Ter Stegen. No, Ter Stegen is absolute nonsense of a goalkeeper. The thing he does better than a lot of goalkeepers is just his ability on the ball, and that's just that. Mitoma, I don't think it's gonna happen. We don't need an honor anymore. We don't need an honor. We have numbers in that department. I'm quite sure Caicedo is better than Onana. I'd say go to the extent of saying, if anything, Onana is just than more experienced than Isugo, but Isugo has the potential to become the much better player in the Premier League. Um, we don't lack numbers in that department. We don't. I think we're good. So, but let's see what happens. But thanks for the suggestions, though, Johnny Gunner. Let's see. Gittens over Kudus all day. We want both. Both are different, not the same profile. Gittins can fulfill the number 10 role. I don't Kudus can fulfill number 10 role. I don't think Gittins can. You could argue Kudus is more versatile than Gittins. We need both actually. We don't need just one of them. We need both. In my opinion, if we can get both, I'd be happy. And but let's see what happens. Chances are we're looking to actually sign both, but I don't know. I don't work for the club. Um, and Johnny Gunn is saying you guys have mismatch of like three managers, players. You needed to let your manager establish a style of his own. I think we're doing that this time. We're prepared to do that now. What led to the two previous managers, you could argue, not should I say exhausting their contract and the length of their contract or something to that effect. They had they done as well as Maresca did in the just concluded season, chances are one of them will still be our manager right now. So they had the opportunity and they were given more time than the fans were willing to give actually at the time, and they didn't take it. They didn't do well. Pochettino could have stayed longer, but I think something, I'm not sure what happened really, but I wanted him gone too. Look, yeah, you're correct, but the managers they themselves didn't do that. They didn't do themselves any favors. Actually, they didn't do well enough to warrant the club giving them more time. All right, no easy call to. All right, Chelsea FC Jingles, big up to you, my bro. I'm sorry that we haven't spoken as promised, but I'll find time to call. It's been a busy period for me, but thank you for finding the time to be with me. It's Yildiz, yeah, um the Juventus kid. I think Gittins is better, better output, and Gittins cheaper. Gittins probably lower salary, and I don't think Juventus they're looking to sell. So yeah, what's his first name? DeAndre? I can't quite remember, but nah, Gittins is a better option in my opinion. You can go look at the numbers yourself. Let's see. Our guys surprised me yesterday. The weather was horrible. Yeah, I lived in Jersey and we used to go play outdoors in Philadelphia. So you if you can actually pass out playing in that weather. Yep. The weather was horrible for anyone coming from a climate like the UK. It looked, yeah, like Qatar weather. But yeah, they did well. They did well, and thanks for the breaks, the water breaks. I think you could argue that does go a long way. Yeah. Let's see. Fans were yelling to see Santos yesterday at the stadium. Then he was brought in. Yeah, good. Good, good. He will eventually become a regular, but I think yeah, it's his integration is something. It will be a gradual process, and thank goodness the manager he said that, and hopefully people they're paying attention. But I don't think it makes sense to expect him to walk straight into the dressing room and become a starter in a position where we have a lot of players who are capable of fulfilling the same role. It just doesn't make sense. Let's see what else we have here. Do you guys like Gittins or Fofana? I prefer Gittins because I've compared their numbers of the just concluded season. But here's the thing: Fofana does come across as the more intelligent player of the two, but that's not necessarily the case. Gittins is also a very, very intelligent player. He has high football IQ, just like Fofana too. But in his case, because yeah, the flair and everything, you can say people pay attention to that more than whether he's an intelligent player or not. Both are, and he actually finished the season with better output than Fofana. Both are good. I take Fofana if we cannot get Gittins, but if we can get Gittins, I say just get it done. Even for how much? For 55 million, I think euros plus. Get it done. He did so well in one of his Champions League appearances that he won one man of the match. I'd take him. I'd take Gittins over Nico Williams too. Even though I like Nico Williams. Nico Williams is just more experienced. The flashier of the two names maybe. And because yeah, his exploits in the Euros and all that. But Gittins is for me. Gittins is a more suitable to the way we play, and also you will get your goals too. he shoots instinctively with both feet. So, but that's why we keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go along with Chelsea talk. Man United, is it okay? You're helping me with something. Okay, Anthony Elanga from Manchester United. Thank you for that correction. I appreciate that. Let's see. Is it Anthony? I think it's Anthony. The problem with Jackson is if you sell him before buying a replacement, then it would cost a lot more. Okay, if you buy before selling him, then he will cost a lot a lot less. It's not easy. But here's the thing: even if we want to sell him, I think you'd have to come for him early on in the window and not mid window or towards the end of the window. Yep, and again, a lot of money too. So we've heard, we've seen briefs from the club that suggest, yeah, they're not looking to sell him. Maybe that's a way of saying it would take a lot for us to decide to sell him. But I don't know. I'm not too sure what's going to happen. Like, I think I'm just going to stick with what Bobby said. Um, Jackson isn't going anywhere. But more likes, people, more likes. 17 likes. We can do a lot better than that. Yep. Thank you so much for that correction. Isn't his first name Anthony? Can you let me know, Anthony Elanga? Am I mixing things up here? Let's see. Elanga came from United. Thank you so much, Chelsea Talk. I appreciate that. Onana is much better. He just doesn't get respect. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Eye test complements does complement numbers and vice versa. You need both to make a good decision. So let's see if we can find both here. Gittens for me, you could say more top flight football. I think more experience. I think, but let's compare them. Let's find their numbers. But they're both good players. Yeah, and if we need somebody that's capable with close control that will help us beat our low blocks every time we face those teams that defend deep a lot, Gittens is our man. He's an excellent dribbler. He's in the top 1% of players with successful dribbles. So let's come here. Forwards. What I usually don't like using this quite a lot because it slows down my system. But Johnny Gunners, let's try and compare their numbers and see. Give me 1 second here. I don't like using this. It slows down my system. But more likes, 17 likes, people, we can do a lot better than just 17 likes. Let's see if we can get 100 likes today. Shoes. Yeah, I really don't like how this thing behaves sometimes. I'm not coming. I really not goalkeeper. We're going for forwards. Okay, probably still okay. Switching to forwards. All right, I'm gonna come back to you. Let me give it time to load fully. These days, I don't know how they code pages. I'm sure I can code a better page that loads before you could snap your finger. All right, let's see. Onana is okay. We'll look at their numbers in a bit. Oh, but if that's not going to slow down my system, Anthony Elanga was offloaded by Manchester United and he was assigned by Nottingham Forest, where he cooked. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, I wasn't sure where he can. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Real Madrid are not successful because of arrogance. Noni is arrogant. You just don't like him, do you? I think you. Listen, you don't know him personally, so I think you're just going by your perception of the way he carries himself. But he does come across as someone who has you can say who believes in his in abilities and feels, you can say the sort of person you could argue sees himself as better than everyone else. But that's just our opinion. We don't know him. I don't think it'd be correct to just assume that he's arrogant. But it's easy to conclude that that's the case given the way he carries himself. All right, let's see. Why are we talking about Onana, Ilanga, Eshetra? Yeah, but somebody in the chat brought it up, and you respect everybody in the chat session. We keep it interactive here. Esperance had huge turnout of their fans from the hotel to the stadium, but no matter how much they looked in the stadium, it was more blues. Chelsea has a large following in the United States. Can we talk about the lap? Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. We'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, probably because there aren't too many options. Onana is not an attacker. He's more of he's a, you could say a DM at most CM. Yeah. A big tie, big up to you. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join us. 18 likes, people can do a lot better than that. Let's see. Who do you want to stay? Nani or Neto? Easy peasy. But I don't want to say that. I want Neto to stay. Nani still has a long way to go to get to the level of Neto in terms of being a team player. I don't like selfish players, and Nani has proven. Um, Listen, the huge question mark over Nani's head in my opinion is his footballing intelligence. Yeah, does the wrong thing when he shouldn't, does stuff when he shouldn't do them. Nah, Neto for me. But if Nani, let me say this again. I know I've said it before. If Nani can become a little less selfish and become a little more selfless, I think he'd become a much better player. But sometimes, and like Dante would tell you, he doesn't look up. Even when his teammates make decisive runs in behind the opposition defensive line, um, an intelligent player would try to find that player without trying to dribble unnecessarily. And again, he's not that good 1v1, in my opinion. I'm not sure what else to say, but I will keep Neto in a heartbeat. Neto isn't going anywhere. I still remember Nani and Jackson fighting for a penalty shot. I remember that too. That's all I need to know. No, I wouldn't say just sell him for that alone. Kids will always be kids. And at the time, he was 2 years younger or a year younger. Was that 2 years ago? Under who did that happen, really? But that's fine. Let me see if this is a fully loaded so we can compare the numbers of the wingers that we're interested in signing. Did it just went blank? Okay, there you go. Yeah, forwards. Okay, so let's do Gittens. Let's do Gittens. Okay, Jamie Gittens 24-25. Oh, dang it. It's slow. So Malik Fafana, so probably M. Dot Fafana. Okay, Malik Fafana 24-25. And I'm going to go to the extent of adding Rodrigo and Nico Williams to that spider chat there to see that that is to so that you can see that Gittins is actually a much better option than those guys too. So let's say let's do Rodrigo. Let's add Rodrigo to that list. Rodrigo is more experienced, of course. He's won a lot more than those, so he brings experience, brings winning mentality. That makes a whole lot of difference. So let me add Nico Williams to it. Nico Williams, 24-25, Atletico Bilbao. And by the way, I read something that Bilbao wants to report Barcelona to the La Liga, what's it called? Spanish FA, 24-25. Okay, let's see how they compare. Okay, there you go. Gittins is in blue. Yeah, Gittins far better non-penalty exit than all of them. Gittins the better dribbler than all the guys we compared him with. Nickel. Then in terms of XG plus XA, because what's his name? Got a lot more assists. Nico Williams got a lot more assists. That's why he has more XG plus SA than Jamie Gittins. So Jamie Gittins for me, he's better than all of them. Not way better. You can argue slightly better than West Fofana. Fofana's color is the pink one. Yeah, you could say you could go to the extent of saying he's much better than Fofana. You could say he fits the way we want to play, and he will be more important to us because we deal with low blocks a lot. So he's in the top 1% in terms of success with dribbles. Yeah, he's much better dribbler than all the guys. His link not much better, not that much better than Nicola Williams, but still better than Nico Williams. But he has more goals, non-penalty goals, than all of them. Much better numbers in terms of non-penalty goals than all the others. All right, so for me, yeah, Gittins a good option. We're making the righteous, and I'm quite sure the owners they've looked at this, and yeah, they've compared them, and they've realized that actually he's a much better option for us. So I know I did see someone on X saying, "What are we doing with Gittins?" Well, Yildiz, I don't know how you pronounce his last name. The Juventus kid is out there. No, because actually, if I add Yildiz to this, but it'd be a lot more. Gittins is better than him. So we're making the right decision, but if we decide we want to go for Fofana because it's a lot cheaper, fine. But we need somebody that's excellent at dribbling, like Gittins, because he helps us deal with low blocks. He doesn't shy away from taking on the opposition player. He has excellent close control, dribbles in tight spaces. He finds good solutions and looks up if need be. And he'd become a lot better. You can say you can say in a season or two we'd see a good balance of assists and goals, and not a lot more goals than assists because yeah, he stays on the flanks and will be expected to create a lot more for his teammates. So yeah, Gittins for me. But that's a small opinion. I would take Fofana too. Fofana is an intelligent player, excellent finisher too on his day. But yeah, look at Rodrigo. Rodrigo doesn't come close to Gittins in terms of non-penalty xG. Dribble doesn't come close to him. Attacking action, it doesn't come close to him. Yeah, even key passes, it doesn't come close to him. We're better. But Rodrigo brings something else that Gittins cannot bring. Winning mentality. He's been there, seen it all, and won it all. That's also something. But I'd rather go with someone that we really need, which is Gittins. We play against teams that defend deep a lot in the Premier League, so Gittins will be more productive for us, if that makes sense. So more likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular evening. It's 5:12 p.m. my time. All right. Anything else to address here? Did I miss anything? I said hello to Ty. He says, who you want to stay? Yeah, in the heartbeat, NATO. I still remember Nani and Jackson. Yeah, I remember. I think we've addressed that one too. What else do we have here? Yeah, okay. A good character, build a better winning team. Yep, PSG are the perfect example of a team. Yep, they don't have the most experienced team in Europe. They have more of a unit. And if you compare that to when they had Edson Cavani, um, what's his name, Messi, Neymar, a lot of Mbappe, all those big names, they weren't able to achieve what they just achieved. Is it how long ago actually? Is it up to a month now or more? But because they have a unit now, it does. They're not the most experienced, but because they're a unit, because they're a team, they can achieve anything. And I think we're getting there at Chelsea. So you don't always have the most experience. You don't always have to have the most experienced squad to achieve something big. All you need is a unit. That's important. Yeah, a lot. He's a lot too selfish to my liking, anyway. Yeah. PSG got rid of Mbappe and won. They played better as a team. Yeah, yeah. And if you, I don't know if you've heard my analysis on why Parma, he may well not be able to replicate the form he showed in his debut Chelsea season. He could have. The opportunity was there. The opportunity was there for him to measure his output in the just concluded. That's for his output in the just concluded season to measure his debut season output. But because at one point he was sick, at one point he got injured, and then came back and looked lost in terms of lacked confidence. But here's the thing: he can in the future replicate the form, the sort of the output he finished with in his debut season, but it's going to be even more difficult because we're more of a team than we were in his debut season under Pochettino, where it was, you could argue, a scattergun approach from the manager's perspective to us not being a team of many individuals. So there were the opportunity to be the hero in nearly all the game he played were there, and he took them effectively. I've always known that it's not going to be like that forever. So the more we become a team, that's not to say he'll be a bad player, but you would see he'd become more of a creator than a finisher. But even at that, creators are actually, managers respect creators even more. And those that understand football understand, yeah, they value creators more than the finishers. Kevin De Bruyne, as great as he is today, he's not the most you can say, let me just use a simpler term. There's a word I want to use. He's not the most brilliant finisher, but he's, you could argue, one of the best creators in world football. That's what he made his name. That's what defines his greatness, for lack of a more relatable language there. So Cole Palmer will become more of that in the future, especially now that we have Delap. And I think he knows, and I think he will enjoy it because he can create. And had we been more clinical in front of goal and the just concluded season, chances are he'd have twice as much of as the number of assists he finished the season with. But I can't quite say how many off the top of my head, but we missed quite a lot that he created. All right, what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. I place on PSG to win the Champions League. Nobody believed you. They've won it. I mean, sensible. You probably read it. You probably did realize at the time that they have more of a unit than they had, and boom, you're correct. So, all right, let's see. Gittens is a divided opinion. It does, but I don't know why. It's really that simple. I test plus what the numbers say suggests, yeah, he's the better option, even better than Rodrigo. The only thing is that Rodrigo, he's a winner. He's won what Gittens yeah, he hasn't won. So that makes him maybe to some people the better option. But if you pay attention, eye test and numbers, he's actually the better option. But I wouldn't mind Fofana. But if we can get Gittins, why go for Fofana? Fofana, in terms of dribbles, is not that good as Gittins, just like the numbers show. Nice to see you, DJ. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us. 20 likes, people. We can do a lot better than 20 likes. Let's get the numbers up. Maybe we're working behind the scenes. Who knows? We don't know. Yep. Then 1st July, they will say maybe we have. Yeah, I think we're working. I don't think we're idle. I think, yeah, we're working behind the scenes to get deals across the line. Chances are would end up signing players that nobody expect would sign. All right, let's see. Cole Palmer, nah, nothing concrete. Just the same old news on Gittins. Ter Stegen, I don't want Ter Stegen anywhere near to Chelsea. The only thing he's good at is passing out from the back. Robert Sanchez actually is a much better goalkeeper. All right. Just seen too much nonsense surrounding Santos. How you been? I can't complain. I can't complain. I've always known he's not going anywhere. I know the manager likes him, but because the manager he's a detail oriented manager, I don't think he's that sort of manager that any player you sign for him will be plug and play. I don't think so. He's just like Pep, that no player you'd sign for Pep will be plug and play. You must train with him to a certain point before, yeah, he trusts you that much to start you in games. Except if he's forced to do so, if certain players are injured and he doesn't have the luxury of, you can say, getting um, another player that's worked with him for a long time than the newcomer. So yeah, Andreas Sanchez, he's earned his place, but yeah, he has to adapt to the way the manager plays. And the manager, kudos to him for saying this. He feels Andreas Sanchez needs more sessions with him before he can become a starter. He will eventually become a regular. He's that good. We know he's that good, but I think the outrage was unnecessary, really. It was. And if I get it, it may be driven up by the fact that we had defenders playing in the midfield area. And the question I asked people on the day, okay, tell me, the defenders we played, did they operate as a as box to box midfielders? They did. All right. Enzo is definitely enjoying playing with the lab. Yeah. Uh, again, I thought the last first goal will come from a Palmer. I didn't know it was going to be Enzo, but that's why we have a team, and it's a good thing. So even if Cole Palmer isn't on the pitch, we still have someone to be creating chances for the lab. All right, what else do we have here? Chelsea needs that's Rugged Frankie. Nice to see you once again. I do hope you're doing well. He says that Chelsea needs to address the keeper issue. Sanchez is such an unreliable keeper, trust me. Osimhen is still needed in the team to give the lab competition. I don't think Osimhen comes to Chelsea, and I'm not going to change that now. I can't say I'm certain because yeah, he's still a Napoli player and hasn't signed for any other club. So yeah, so chances are he still come to Chelsea, but in my opinion, I'd say it's not happening. But that's just my opinion anyway. You're the only person that's responding in the chat to me. Okay, because nobody likes you, Ty. All right, let's see what else you have here. So pleased for the lab scoring yesterday. Uh, let's hope it's the first of many in the Chelsea shirt. We still need an experienced striker, though. I don't think. Yes, then I don't think we do. And even if you believe we do, I don't think the club will sign any striker. You could say we'll sign a striker in the mold, in the ilk of Osimhen or Gyökeres. I don't see that happening except if it is on loan. Then after the loan, by Felicia. Yeah. And I think we've talked about this before. And I did tell people part of the conversation um, that convinced the lab to choose Chelsea over Manchester United, he was probably convinced that he'd be the main guy. And you can't change that now. And I think we'll be all right with them, in my opinion. Yeah, with Jackson, even if we end up selling Jackson and signing someone else, I think we'll be fine. We don't I don't I don't see us signing any other striker that you could say would be a direct threat, or maybe let's use a more relatable term, direct competition to the lab. Competition is good, but I don't know how else to phrase it. I don't want to say, yeah, he's gonna be the number one forever. Yeah, he does need competition, but I don't think that competition will be Osimhen. I don't think so. Or you're correct. I don't think we'll be looking to sign any striker of that ilk, for lack of a more specific time. So yeah, let's see. We still need, yeah. If you add, let's see. I think we'll sign a winger and then sign a hybrid number 9, which you could argue will not be direct competition, but probably gives the manager, you can say, allows the manager the independence to start both, to start a hybrid number 9, to start two strikers, one hybrid and one for out will operate as an out and out number 9 or traditional number 9, or maybe go with one of the two. depending on the opposition. If you get my point there. But let's see what the club does. So Andrea Santos, once again, he's earned his place, but the integration process will take time. It's not going to be drastic. You know, this one. Why did I even bring this one up? Maybe because I'm hoping that Tosin decides to represent Nigeria. Um, but he reads Tosin Aderabioyo when asked about playing for Nigeria. That is a question I have answered quite a bit recently. Yeah, it is something that we're looking into in the future. It's a conversation I want to have with the coach. We will see how that goes. I think eventually, I think he's going to wait, give it two more windows. If England doesn't call him up, I think he will decide he would choose Nigeria. Let's sign that big striker from Bundesliga, the Watermed kid. I did read something to suggest that Madrid are also interested. Yeah, I think Madrid. I read something that suggests Madrid are interested. I like the kid, but um, I don't think he leaves. I don't think they'd sell him. Let's see. Javier DJ says, if I was to tell you, could that Chelsea are working behind the scenes on another striker, I would believe you. But will I agree that it's Osimhen? I'll say no. Surprises can happen just like Neto. Yeah, I agree. Was done out of the blue. Yeah, I agree. But do I think it will be Osimhen? I would say no until it happens. You can call me uh what's that man? Ah, what's the name I'm looking for? A biblical name. Uh in Look, I'm gonna see it before I believe it, DJ. But you get the point, really. Okay, but let's see. You probably know a lot more than I do. Maybe we're working on getting those cement, signing those cement. Let's see. I want to see it happen before I believe it. But I don't think even I get it. We could still sign another striker, but I don't believe it will be cement. If it happens, yeah, okay, then I'll take it. Rugged Frankie Gittens is a quick feet, a perfect filling for yeah, a perfect replacement for Mudrika. I agree. And Sancho, both wings. He's actually a better dribbler than Sancho actually, and gets shoots a lot more than Sancho. Yeah. So listen, both wings have to be dangerous. Yeah, and that's why I say get me Gittens over Rodrigo, Nico Williams. Those names, honestly. Because yeah, they say numbers don't lie. Plus, yeah, I'm quite sure a lot of you've watched him play. That plus what numbers tell you, you'd realize that yeah, he's actually an excellent player. And I'm just glad he wants to come to us. We don't need. All we need to do is just to find an agreement with Dortmund, and that's it. All right. Yeah, exactly. You're good. You're good. You're good. Where the max? That's exactly the name. Thomas. Yeah, doubtful Thomas. In my dialect, I think they say Thomas Ekwekwe, or in Pidgin Thomas win a degree. Yeah. In that case, as long as me and DJ, yeah, we're actually at war because of Osimhen, and I've told him 1,000 times that we're not going to sign. Osimhen isn't coming to Chelsea, but if he comes, I'll take it. And do I really think he fits the way Maresca plays? No. But if Maresca agrees, uh again, if he allows the clubs to sign him, which means yeah, he'd tweak the way he approaches the game to accommodate a more traditional number nine that doesn't do, you can say that's not good at, you can say not excellent at. He's an excellent footballer, but in terms of dropping deep, drifting to the flanks, participating in the play, creating chances for his teammates, that's not his strongest attribute. Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad player. So I don't think. Let's see what happens anyway. But if we get him, fine, I'll take him. Big up to you too, AB. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join us. Let's see the next item we have lined up here. Garnocho. No, 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 no. I don't want this to happen. But according to Kieran Gill underscore DM, what the DM does there is that I don't know. Uh, is what I don't know. They Chelsea do take a character into account when assessing signings, and you wonder whether that will work against Ganacho after his history of United fallout, plural, not even singular. So he's fallen out with a lot of people, not just not just one person. Um, I don't think we'll sign him. But at one point, I started getting concerned that we may actually be serious about signing him. But this report, you could argue, gives me hope since his character is an issue, and we know about it. We do know about it. I don't think we'll end up signing him. And you could argue, as I did say the other day, he's not the best player in the world. That you'd say, you know what, I'll take him and I'll take him and his character because he's a good player and because you can say attitude issues, bad behavior is something that's commonplace when it comes to players that are really really good. But in this case, I don't think we can say he's really really good. That you say you take him and not mind his stinky attitude in my opinion. Not even attitude. I think attitude is I think it'd be best to go with character because attitude is in some cases actually a good thing. To a certain measure, is a good thing. It could be attitude could be reflective of your belief in yourself, and not disrespecting people or disrespecting your club or not following the rules. I think that's a different thing altogether. But hopefully, don't sign him. I got concerned at some point, but this particular report from Kieran Gill, it does give me hope. Honestly, it does. Again, I now believe that we're paying attention. We're not just going to sign him for the sake of signing him. And thank goodness, the asking price is 17 million plus, and I don't think we'll be willing to pay that much money for Ganacho. All right, DJ Saab says no, no Ganacho, please. This guy wanting to stay in the Premier League and wants to join the London club. Please, DJ, are you crying? That's so very funny. Jesus Christ. DJ looks like he's crying. DJ hates it that he wants to stay in London. He wants he wants to stay, join the Premier League club and specifically wants to join the London club. That guy DJ is crying really. Oh my gosh. I have to be serious here. I'm hosting the show. So, no, Kanachi, please. This guy wanted to stay in the Premier League and wants to join a London club. Please go to Spurs. They could do with a winger like him, rather Gittens and Malik Fufana. Oh my gosh, I don't, I don't see this happening. But maybe I don't know if you want to talk about it before we move to the next item we have lined up. And once we're done addressing the items we have lined up, we'll go news hunting, and then after that, call it a day. Mike and Neum, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Bobby, anything you want to add to this, or have you dozed off?
No, I'm here. I'm here. I've been listening. No, I've got nothing to add to it. What?
Ganacho.
No, no, I don't. I don't want to waste my time on that.
All right. Thank you. Let's see anything else here. We'll go once we get done addressing the items we have lined up. We'll go news hunting. So this is from the same guy, and it reads: If that deal for Gittins cannot be done, Manchester United's Alejandro Garnacho and Lyon's Malik Fofana remain on Chelsea's winger shortlist. I think we'll get Gittins, maybe Gittins plus Fofana if he has a relegation clause, but I don't know. Not I haven't seen his contract and I haven't heard anything. But people, I did see Chelsea fans pushing for us to go for him because his club will be relegated. What did they do actually? I can't quite remember what they did. DJ here says if we wanted to continue with buying young, let's look at Rodrigo Mora. I think you've talked about him before. I didn't know him really, but I have to research him. All right, what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Okay, I'm not sure whether to believe this account. Not just this particular account. There are other accounts that have also um, they've talked about this. It says Arsenal and Chelsea are in negotiations over a deal for Nani Madueke. The clubs are working to a resolution. It looks like he used a translator. It doesn't look like this report was written in English. And you could argue, if you look at the names he's mentioned, that these are Italian names. So Marco Conterio. Chances are this is absolute house dunk. I don't think there's anything to it because probably because mainly because I don't trust the outlet. I haven't. This is the first time I'm hearing the Conterio. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I don't believe it. Um, we just okay. But coach, Chelsea currently have six wingers: Neto, Nani, Pies is going out on loan, definitely. Estavo 10. Quenda will not come until 26, 26, 27, I think so. I mean, how many? Yeah, so -2 there. I think we're good. So, but if we're going by the numbers, this I wouldn't call Pies a winger. No, I would not call Pies a winger. Correct me if I'm wrong. So currently, we have Neto, Nani, Estevao, 10 position. So we actually, and Copama will be playing 10 a lot. But because we use the fluid approach, chances that if Copama and Estevao are both on the pitch, we do play with the fluid approach. It doesn't matter where you start. Yeah, because, yeah. So, no, the numbers aren't high, actually. Yeah. I wouldn't call Pies a winger, mainly a 10 that can be on the flanks, maybe. Kopama also can play right wing. They're not that many, really. The issue is they're all left footed except Tariq George. Yep. And Gittens is right footed, isn't he? Which is why we're looking at him. And I think we're being specific actually with the profile of wingers we're looking for. So you make a good point there. So chances are we'd actually sign two. I think have I correct me if I'm wrong. But we're I think I heard that we're looking actually to sign two wingers. Yeah, I think so. Rodrigo Mora is key. That was explosive. To be honest, has been all season since he broke into the Porto first team. He played superbly in the Club World Cup, even though Porto are out 70 million to get him. Woo. All right, I want to say thank you to all our paid members. DJ, I think, is the most senior paid member here. That reflective in his badge, blue and gold. And IB, he's been a member for just about I think more than 6 months right now. That's why it's gold. Those with the lion 1 year. So, but big up to all of you. I appreciate you all. Your support does go a long way. So thank you. All right, Ivy says big up to you too. He says, that's my point, coach. Do we need two expensive new wingers all because they are right to the? I don't think so. We're not going to risk a lot because Quenda is an excellent winger too. I think we'll be paying attention to that because what happens when he comes? Quenda, is he left footed or I think left? I think left too, right? Uh, Quenda preferred foot. Let me find out. I think he's left footed. Yep. Quenda is left. So wow. So probably we'll be looking to sign two right footed to balance it out a bit. Yeah, he's left, yeah. Wow. All right. So what else do we have here? So let's go news hunting. Let's see. Let's go news hunting. But it's gonna be I and you guys alone because it's very late for Bobby. and I'll let him enjoy his sleep. He's probably dozed off by now. All right, I'm gonna go to Vince's page. Let's see. Let's go, people. Let's go. Let's go. 23 likes. We can do a lot better than that.
You're right, Coach. I'm sleeping here.
Yeah, go ahead and enjoy this. I
Dozing.
understand it's late for you, so I do understand.
I think what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday.
So,
I think we're playing on
IB
Saturday,
saying
aren't we?
Quenda can play on both left and right side of the pitch, but we are allocating him for the left side of the pitch. But here's the thing, I think it's important to balance given the number of wingers we have, to balance it out. Equal number of those that can use their left effectively and those that can use their right effectively. I think which is why we heard from the club that they're specifically looking for players that. What's happening to my screen? Yeah, that's me trying to see if my screen is frozen, and it turns out it is. So I'm just gonna try and get out of this window. More likes, more likes. I'm gonna go. I want us to go news hunting, but this is so freaking slow. It's not moving. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go along. There you go. I think like news hunting will be ready soon. I really, really, really like Quinda. Dang it, the kid is good. Jesus Christ, some signing we've made there. Yep. So Florence Itoro is asking, are we really trying to sign Gittens? Yes. And you could it'd be correct to say Gittens probably the next player that would join Chelsea. Most likely, in my opinion, the most likely incoming player will be Jamie Gittens. That's according to Austin. He didn't phrase it like that, though. He did say something to the effect of Jamie Gittens to Chelsea imminent. He didn't really say, okay, yeah, it's that's it. It looks like it's gonna happen. Hmm. And let me see what else he says. Yeah, he says if you like Quenda, you have to watch Roger Fernandez. Send me a link. I like getting to know new players, but I don't usually judge by comps alone. Once I know watch their comps and I see anything interesting, then I'd like to see them play 90 minutes. That's how I operate. More likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go along with 27 likes. We can do a lot better than that. Is it a tradition that I spill coffee every day because I play with a cup? Jesus Christ, that's crazy, really. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go a long way. And once again, thank you for 26,000 subscribers. We're at 26,107. So, yeah, 800 plus. Yeah, to get to 27 soon. So I think we'll be able to achieve 27. My hope is that we get to at least we'll get to 30K subscribers by the time the transfer window shuts. Sorry guys, I'm not sure this is going blank. Let me put this up until it comes up. But if you have any questions while we wait for that window to show so we can go news hunting, ask, and don't ask any difficult questions, otherwise I will pretend I don't see them. I'm just looking at the report. Pep saying his players will suffer in the heat, and that's advantage of playing the way we play. We don't run too much. We under Maresca, we like to let the ball do the running for us. That's an advantage, and that's because that's the way we play mainly. A lot of passing around, not doing a lot of running. I think you could argue that's the reason why you didn't see our players huffing and puffing in our last game against the Tunisian side. because yeah, we were used to letting the ball do the running and not us running like like idiots and then tire out. And had we done that, you could argue the Tunisians could have beaten us. So a few things emerged. It's just that that screen, it takes it 1,000 years to update. There's an interesting statistics on the screen I want us to look at, and then we'll be rounding up soon. All right, let's see. Yeah, Tommy's numbers and performance in that number 9 shirt are underrated. I don't underrated that. I think I recognize that Tommy actually did well with that number 9 shirt. What happened was that the moment we signed, was it Werner and Havertz? I can't quite remember. Then Frank Lampard stopped using Tommy. You could argue Tommy's problems started under Frank Lampard, started the moment we made signings. But when we were under a transfer ban, Frank used him to the max and he was brilliant for us. But Frank did him dirty. The moment we were able to sign players, he started using him less and less. And I know some people blame Thomas Tuchel. No, I don't. I blame Lampard. He stopped using him the moment we were able to sign players. So let's look at it. Tammy Abraham's numbers and performance in that number 9 shirt are underrated. Some people underrate that, but I knew he did well with that number 9 shirt. Gonzalo Higuain under Mauricio Sarri, 6.86. Alvaro Morata, 6.87, so better than Higuain. Falcao, 6.68. Falcao better than Higuain, but Morata better than Falcao. Aubameyang 6.68 measures of Falcao, but Morata better than him. Okay. Lukaku 6.93. I think Lukaku's, had he stayed for another season, chances are he'd beat those numbers. But I think there's a lot that led to him not doing well. But Tammy Abraham 6.90. Yeah, he did better than them. Yep, scored 30 goals, 8 assists in 79 matches. In 44 matches, Lukaku scored 15. Aubameyang in 21 matches, he scored 3. Okay. Falcao scored 1 in 12 matches, 15 for Morata. Yeah. So, but I knew he did well, really. Watching this live. Oh, thank you, Rugged Frankie. I appreciate you. That makes our day too to know that you're enjoying it. All right, let's see. Rodrigo Mora Poto and Roger Fernandez plays for SC Braga. Plays left wing. What a talent! Both these players are okay, like Quenda, but I love Quenda, man. Jesus Christ, that kid is magic. I've forgotten. I think he beats he's one again the top creator in terms of assists or something or under 21. He beats Lamar in that department really. Tammy was a good striker for us. Needed more talent around him. Could have stayed. He was doing well, but Lampard wanted to move on from him because the moment we started signing players, I think Lampard felt like he could, he the probably his time isn't going to be the one to lead us to the promised land, for lack of a more specific term. There, I think Lampard didn't do well in terms of the way he dropped him. Yeah. So here's some news here. This is good news. Jamie Gittens was not in Dortmund's squad tonight. They said he was sick. Yeah, the usual story. So I think it's happening, guys. Jamie Gittens to Chelsea, definitely happening. Yep. That's a good sign. That's the usual story. Every time a player once again is on the verge of leaving a club, once he gets to the point where the selling club finds out that they're not staying, they leave him out of a lineup. And once you ask them, it's either you hear something to the effect of he has some personal issues to attend to, or he is ill. So he's gone, and I think he's coming to Chelsea. Yep. So Jenny Gittens, yeah, is gone. Let's see. Nosa, the young Norway winger, plays for Leipzig. Another excellent winger plays left. Are you talking about Anthony Nosa? I think we've been linked with the move for him for how many seasons right now? 3 seasons. And DJ, your boy, the Canadian international, what's his name? Is he joining Napoli or has he joined them already? I'm not sure. Are they still looking to sign him? All right, I don't think I'm interested in what that has to say, but let's see if anything interesting. We've for 40 million euros, no, we've already heard that. Yeah, we've already had it that for 40 to 45 million euros, Chelsea won't even listen to you. Antonio Nusa, okay, yeah. Then your boy, the Canadian that you want us to sign since 2004. Just kidding. I think around 2021 or so. I'm talking about Jonathan David. Is he headed to Napoli? Yeah, is he headed to Napoli? Oh, for Juventus. So Napoli didn't push through because yeah, as he's a free agent, isn't he? So he probably be looking yeah the highest bidder in terms of the sign-on fee. So, people, nothing new has emerged. If you have any questions, drop it and I'll try to address it. If you ask too a difficult question, I'll pretend I don't see it. 29 likes, you can do a lot better than that. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. So, nothing new, and we've been streaming for 1 hour 47 minutes. So, I'll just be playing around. Maybe I can't say sipping on my coffee because it's empty. But I waited a bit to see if you have any questions. Otherwise, we will call it a day in a bit. So nothing new has emerged, and something I wanted to see. Why am I not able to find it? Where in these games we've actually in 2 games, 3 games we've played, and the fact that we'll be participating in the round of 16, we've made a lot more money than we paid for the lap. Yeah, but this year reads since the start of April, Enzo Fernandez has the most goals and assists combined of any Premier League player in all competitions 11 and 4 goals, 7 assists. Wow, 11 games, 4 goals, and 7 assists. One player I've always known is an excellent player, irrespective of what people were saying at the time. I heard Mudryk is being represented by Sami Sosa. Just leave me alone, man. Good luck to him. I think he will eventually succeed in getting a reduced sentence, significantly lower probably than that of Paul Pogba. I don't have much detail with regards to how it happened, and I don't want to get into it. It broke my heart really because I love the kid. I just wish him luck. But he doesn't look like he'd get a chance at Chelsea again. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. You don't know. Um, okay, that Rodrigo Mora looks like the truth, but I prefer him as a 10. I hope a Chelsea will sign him. You never know. We we move in stealth move in stealth mode. So chances are we're looking to sign him. I also Mudryk is no longer following Chelsea on Instagram. Woo! What could lead to that? Giving Cole Palmer his number, maybe, and he knows probably it's over between him and the club. I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of it. It just It really did break my heart. Really, I'm not gonna lie because I like the kid. Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. I don't know what happened. Um, but yeah, I think it's over for him at Chelsea. He will get to play football again, and probably will never be the same. Oh, we know his time at Chelsea is over. Good luck to him in Greece or Saudi. He could still play in Europe. Yeah, he could still play in Europe, really, but it's heartbreaking, really. Because the kid, in all honesty, a lot going on in his life, but I don't want to get into that. It could lead to us eventually talking about politics, and I freaking hate talking politics here. CFC team is positive work in progress. The lab has given me a rest of mind up from Nicholas Jackson, was always a missing link in the team. Yep, Houston. I'm not saying he's better than Jackson, but you could argue the fact that he had outperformed his XG in the just concluded season, where he had an XG of 9 plus and scored 12 goals. Whether some of them are penalties, I honestly don't know. But maybe we should look at how they compare actually. But one thing that again that's a huge difference between the two of them is that he shoots instinctively and Jackson doesn't. Jackson almost always hesitates. But the lap, once he's in front of goal, he shoots. And I'm seeing up close, I'm seeing that actually there's a lot more to his game than I knew, honestly. I realized that yesterday. And he was never my first choice, but it took me time to look at you could say some other factors and then I came to the realization he's the guy. Even a much better option than Osimhen and Gyökeres for reasons I've explained. Those guys, you can argue, that performed consistently at the highest level. The lap he's just emerging, but yeah, you start from somewhere. So let's see how he compares to Nicholas Jackson. I think he will beat Jackson's numbers, honestly. Okay, Liam the lap, if switch down, we'll go with that 24-25. So we go with Jackson here. Nicholas Jackson. Yeah. So really, he's better than Nicholas Jackson. Attacking actions more than Nicholas Jackson. So Nicholas Jackson non-penalty goes a lot more, but of course the Lapachi, but Nicholas Jackson is not as efficient because it's important. Context matters. It's not as efficient at the lap. Had Nicholas Jackson been more efficient in front of goal, he'd have again twice as much as many goals as he finished the season with. But the lap is more efficient. Create as many chances that we've created for Jackson for the lap, he'd have a lot of goals, a lot more goals than Nicholas Jackson. So context is always important. So he will get there in an again Ipswich Town team that got relegated. He stood out. He did very well for them. Richard Quinn, the part of I wouldn't say because we don't know what happened really, but I get what you're saying there. We don't know the full story yet. I will wait, let it unfold, learn more before I'd say. I think compared to the case of Mutu, we did discuss this the other day. Mutu's case, bad boy's life. In Mutu's case, you could argue probably he didn't know that somebody put it there. So I don't know, let's not judge from afar. Being the second CFC top player to be robbed with scandal, I think it's crazy, but we don't know how it happened. We don't know the full story yet. In the case of Mutu, it was easy because he was the C word, and the man where it happened, it was he's a, you could say in this case, a bad boy and all that. People don't get overhyped by the lap. One goal we played it, a team only Dante has heard of. Listen, the lap, he will shock you. He was once again, he was never my first choice, but boy, that goal was delicious. The way he took it, the turn, and the way he beat the man that was supposed to stop him from scoring, that was marking him. it was delicious. The calmness gives me hope. I don't care who we're playing against. I think he will replicate that. And I like the aggression that he brings to the team. He's an intelligent player too. I like that, and I like that we were again in his early in the early days of his start to life as a Chelsea player. We seen him develop good chemistry or bond with Enzo Fernandez. I thought it was going to be. I thought definitely that Cole Palmer will be the one to create his first goal for him, given the fact that they played together. They did play together under Enzo Maresca at Man City. But yeah, I'm just happy, honestly. Let's see. Got it for Mudik. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I feel bad for him. I think they will sort it out, but the fact that it takes a long time to sort out, by the time it is sorted out, the club will be tired of him, and it's not a good sign that his number was given to Cole Palmer. Honestly, I get it. I think was it Dante or Bobby that said not an indicator. I'd say it is. I thought he's done well. He did well. Yep. You have to consider so many factors, actually. That Isigo kid plays more mature than Santos. He might get a chance ahead of Santos. I think they're different. Santos is more box to box. Isugo is a traditional destroyer. So both can actually start in the same game. Isugo is the most physical player in our squad right now. He's a beast in terms of physicality. He can actually scare the heck out of you by nudging you twice in the game to let you know, hey, I'm here. Agade Guli was hurt. Comment avec which kind? The goalie sucked though, but give him credit. That finish was excellent. The control, chested control, yeah, Frost, I think. Was it? Yeah, I think so. Then the turn and the dribble. Yeah. Gundogan Osimhen to Galatasaray. It could happen. You Igbo boy. It's a possibility. If we're to believe what the news, I think I did read something to suggest Galatasaray are willing to offer him something. You could say when you compared to what the Saudis offered to him, the disparity in numbers isn't much really. But I don't know. They want to keep him. I mean, I don't think they've had a player that performed at the level he did for them in the just concluded season. It's not just the goal, the composure. Yeah, yep, ice. The composure. It wasn't about power. It was just about placement, and it was on the carpet. Yep, the composure does it for me. Yeah, I agree. I don't see Jackson scoring a goal that way. I would give Delap more playing time than Nicholas Jackson. You could argue Jackson. He's actually made it easy. He's actually made it easier for Maresca to decide to go with Delap than Jackson. Delap is excellent, but the fixture for next season is brutal. He may be burned out or inquired or tired mid-season. Okay, God forbid, we need an extra mature quality striker. Yeah, for the crazy fixture. Darling one day, thank you. And staff just joined us. And I think that's it. I'm tired. People, I need to go get some rest. I have a lot to do tonight. A lot of writing to do tonight. Probably will record one video. All right. I want to say thank you to staff for joining us. Litness is greatness, they say. Ibo, $1. I appreciate you. And Rugged Frankie, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the excellent contribution in the chat. Thank you, Ibo. ABIB, okay, rhymes right there. Rugged Frankie, thank you so much for joining us. And DJ Sooth, thank you also for joining us. And if I miss your name, apologies, I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar. We rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we'll never ignore.
And if a cowboy said, for real does, and I would have loved this storm. And before us to there, and there was a stretch. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Just His spirit shine.